Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another exciting episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. In one corner, we have the greatest thing on God's green earth. No, we're not talking about money, Mary Jane, or Popeye Spinach. He's the Tranquil Dart of Ringside Society and Delaware's greatest American hero. It takes two to make a thing go right. He's Rob Bass, and you are not. And in the second corner, we have that ocean crossing, straight up bossing, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always on the go. Catch him if you can. Said his name in Diana.
He done. Internet done messed up.
No cap. The worldwide star boy,
he's all
Remy
balls.
Blue. What's going on?
In the middle of the intro too. That's how a lot of things go, I guess. Hey, it's all good.
Whoa.
Hey, it's all good. So how are you doing today, though? How's everything going your way?
He's talking to me, right?
Yeah. I'm talking to you. Yeah, he's still loading up. I guess his internet messed up, so I'm going to
okay. No, I am doing good. How are you guys doing tonight?
Oh, I'm well. It was a pretty nice day. Oh my God, it's been hot for the past few days. It's like, you walk outside, it's just you just lose 10 pounds of water weight immediately. Oh my
God, are you guys from the West Coast as well?
No, I'm on the East Coast. I'm in Delaware.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, because I'm out here in California, and we hit like 100 degrees earlier today. It's still kind of warm actually right now.
Woo! Oh
so
my Lord.
I was like, oh, maybe he's like in California too. But yeah, I guess it's just hot everywhere.
Oh yeah, I guess at that time, yeah, it is August, then dog days of August or whatever you're talking about. Oh man, yeah. See, now I always heard in Cali that when the weather's always great. Like LA, 75 and sunny all year round. December, June, stuff like that.
Yeah, we actually, my husband and I, we used to live around the Santa Monica area, and then we actually just left that area, so we're now more inland. That's why it gets up to like 100 where we are, which is bad. I mean, we're starting to get used to it. So it kind of helped me out when we had to go to Vegas for SummerSlam. So I wasn't the heat, being in Las Vegas during summer.
There you go. Oh, Remy's back.
Hi.
Yeah, I didn't know what happened there, man. My phone was on the fritz, but what part did I leave off, Rob? I did yours on your own, right?
Yeah, you're the ocean crossing, straight up Boston, and then he went out.
Okay, rewind. In the second quarter, we have that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always on the go. Catch him if you can. Said his name in Guyana. Now they love him in Japan. No cap. Worldwide star boy. Remy Blue. And our special guest tonight is a young lady who actually won the WWE Ring Announcer Contest. And as a result, she got to call a match in front of 51,326 fans in attendance at SummerSlam. Everybody, welcome to the show, Ringside Raine. Raine, how you doing today?
Hi. Good. How are you?
Good. Just here, I'm here in North Carolina, just staying quiet and whatnot, just trying, as Rob would normally say, just trying to live the dream,
That's awesome. Are we on we are in different time zones, right? Like I'm like Pacific time.
Rob and I are Eastern Standard Time, and you're over in Pacific Standard Time.
Okay.
Now, if our other co-host Kathy, who couldn't be here today, were here, she would have been 2 hours ahead of you. Should have been the Central Standard Time Zone as well.
Okay, this is amazing, by the way, because I love that I am meeting a lot of wrestling fans all over the country, and it's I've been coordinating time with everyone, so it kind of tells me that now I'm just not dealing with or meeting with fans in the West Coast. Now I'm meeting fans everywhere. This is exciting.
But here's the fun part. You want something that's very mind blowing?
Mm-hmm.
Had we known of you before SummerSlam, you would have been on our list. You would have been on our radar to be interviewed. Because here's the unique thing about Ringside Society. This is why you've probably, I don't know if you've ever seen us, we've seen us say before, but we always have this thing where we say hashtag we are not the same.
Mhm.
We interview ring announcers regardless of whether they're popular or not, or regardless of whether they get that opportunity you got or not. We had a woman named Miranda Morales. She was on our show. We had another woman named Brittany Nicole. She was on our show. Albert Armageddon. Who else have we had, Rob? I know we had somebody else. David Adams. And
Jay Davis.
we had, yeah, Jay Davis. So, I mean, this is not our first rodeo. We've had many ring announcers, several ring announcers on before. So, had we known about you, best believe, SummerSlam opportunity or not, we would have been knocking on your door, like, hey, Raine, we want to talk to you for a minute about that ring announcer you're doing. You know,
Oh,
so
thank you.
yeah. But in all honesty, though, regardless, thank you very much for this opportunity. We really and truly appreciate it. We also appreciate you making time for us because we know that you're a busy woman now. You got a lot of people, trying to be like, hey, that's a good idea. Bringing out to SummerSlam. Let's talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you're also the second um person from the Philippines that we've had on our show.
Oh,
So I was
really?
like, wow, yeah. So we had we have another segment called 15 Minutes of Fandom where we interview wrestling fans. And when we started going video, we were like, I want us to go global. And we had a special guest, Judy Conda. Shout out to Judy if you're watching. And she's from the Philippines as well, too.
Oh my God. Hi, Judy. Yeah, there's a lot of like, WWE and wrestling fans in the Philippines. So I'm one of them.
So, what part of the Philippines are you from? Are you from Davao City, Cebu? What's the? Don't tell me. Manila. I was trying to remember the city.
Close to Manila, actually. My city used to be a part of Manila. I'm from Valenzuela, like Fernando Valenzuela. It's not named after
Okay.
Fernando Valenzuela, the baseball player, baseball legend, but yeah,
Okay.
Valenzuela is where I come from. It's like half an hour away from Manila.
Yeah, I was when I was stationed in Japan, I was this close to the Philippines, but I did get to eat a lot of Filipino cuisine like lumpia, pancit, and also one of my favorites that people find weird, balut.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, man. People were like, "You like balut?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's a good source of protein, man." You eat one, and then you do some weightlifting, you good, man. Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people who want to try it, let alone like it. So that's awesome that you like it.
Yeah, being in the Navy, being in the Navy, I've gotten to experience a little bit of and even know some of the words, a lot, like a little bit, and so on. So yeah, hopefully one day I get to go there and just check it out. I heard a lot of great things about it. But in terms of pro wrestling, what was the pay-per-view or event that made you become a fan?
What was the pay-per-view you said that made me become a fan? You're kind of like cutting off. Sorry. That's why I'm repeating the question. Was that the question? Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
he was like, what match or show that made you become a fan?
So God, like I remember when I first started watching wrestling, I just knew it was John Cena. I was still back in the Philippines and I just happened to be at home because I sprained my ankle from my taekwondo class and I was just like, got nothing else to do. And I saw wrestling and I remember it was John Cena. I can't remember exactly what the match was, but I knew it was Monday Night Raw. And I was just curious. I was like, what is this thing? And from that point,
Yeah,
I kept, like
what was
watching
the
it. plays, and then that was just hooked. It wasn't like an exact pay-per-view, but it was mostly like just like the curiosity of like, what is this thing? What is going on in this thing?
That's pretty awesome. Now you even got to see Cena was at SummerSlam. Now, did you get to see him and talk to him or whatever? Did you get to tell him the story like, yo, you were the first match I ever saw? Da, 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 da.
Actually, you know what? I didn't get to like meet him in person at SummerSlam. I did meet him like maybe 10 years ago, 13 years ago when I first went to the States. But yeah, I remember seeing him this past Saturday at SummerSlam, but I didn't get a chance to talk to him because I was just meeting a lot of people. So it's kind of like, kind of like in the moment we're in, whoever is kind of like near me, that's who I end up meeting and talking to. But yeah, that would have been nice if I got the chance to talk to him. But no, I think maybe one day when I see him again, I'll tell him that.
That's right. All right, you good, Remy? I know he was like, cutting in and out or whatever.
Yeah.
If not, I got it to you. You can do whatever. All right. Well, I guess he's blah blah blah. I guess he's still paused for a second, so it's all good. So
okay.
yeah. So talking about SummerSlam and stuff. Like I was chatting with my trainer. Well, I'm like kind of training to be ref, manager, all that kind of stuff or whatever. And we were talking the other day, and I was like, yeah, we're having you. I was telling about how we're having you on, on the show and all. He was like, man, yeah, that's pretty cool. And I was like, yeah, I want to know about catering and all that stuff. What was it like that? And he was like, man, because one of the wrestlers, he's like, man, he was there for like a couple of days and they have a personal barber there and all that. And every day he was there, he got a haircut and all this stuff. I was like, oh man, so I definitely got to ask about that, So what was that, the catering like? Was it just a smorgasbord of everything and then the hair and makeup? Was it like true as what they say? You can just go there, get a haircut, trim, do whatever.
So for catering, I remember when we got there early at like 8:45 in the morning. So they actually had breakfast and then they had different food for lunch. And I can't remember if they had different food for dinner, but I know there's like a menu for like breakfast and then lunch. And it was it's basically like free for all type of deal. It was really nice because it's like we didn't have to worry about food. Granted that we had to be there that early. And the food was really good. So to WWE Catering, or listening right now, thank you, because the food's really good. And in terms of hair and makeup, I wasn't sure at first if they would do it for me. And in my head, I just wanted to be presentable. So I actually showed up with my hair and makeup like done already. But because I was there the whole day, they were really nice and they offered me to kind of touch up my makeup and my hair for me, which was really nice because that's kind of like one of my worries, because I got my makeup done at like 7 a.m. because I had to be there at 5. And I remember asking my makeup artist, hey, is this gonna hold up? Because I got into bed at like 4:30, and then she said no, it's fine. Yeah, and then the makeup artists at WWE, they really helped me out. They touched up my makeup and put my hair for me. So that's really nice because to me, I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be my first time inside a WWE ring. A lot of people looking at me. It's like I still look good.
That's right. Oh man. Oh yeah. Like you say, you got to bed like 4 in the morning or whatever. Now have you slept much since then and before then? Because I know if that was me, I don't know if I would have slept. I probably would have laid down, closed my eyes, but I just been sitting there like, oh man, I'm going to, just oh man.
Yeah, it's quite an experience, to be honest with you, and I feel very fortunate to be able to have experienced that.
Oh, that's cool. All right, Remy, are you back, man?
Hold on. Yeah, give me a second.
All right, man, I got you. Yeah, man. So that SummerSlam thing was awesome. So when you walked out there, what was it like just staring out there? He said the exact numbers, over 51,000 people. Just 51,000 people, and then however many watching on Peacock and pay-per-view, like whatever. Like, what was it like? Just staring out there, like, oh my gosh. Was it overwhelming, or were you like, I got this? Yeah, this is awesome. This is what I meant to do. Let's go.
I remember. The ref, Jason and Mike Rowe, actually. Both of them, they talked to me and they told me, Raine, look around you, take it all in. And in my head at first, I was like, do I really do that? Because there's a lot of people. And then, but the thing is, it's like, I wasn't nervous. I was mostly just excited because ring announcing is something that I didn't know I could do. And, when I started working in the indies this year, I just started back in February, actually. And I didn't know I could ring announce. And I found out by accident I can do it. And I know I love it. And the fact that I was given the chance to do it in front of that many people, the indie shows, there's usually like 20, 30, 40, 50 people, So to me, it's like I saw it more as an opportunity to just show people, hey, this is what I love to do. Check it out. So I remember when I stepped in the ring, and that's when like Mike Rome kind of like introduced me, and I started waving at everyone because I remember asking him, "Is it okay if I wave?" Yes, this is your moment. Do it. So I started waving, and I was just like thinking in my head, "Oh my God, this is amazing! Like, thank God for this experience because this is like the culmination of what I've done so far, to pursue my dream." And I remember seeing everyone. I could hear everyone clapping, but I wasn't nervous for some reason, and I found it weird. But at the same time, I think it's just mostly like just being excited that everyone can see what I can do. And to me, that was such like a huge opportunity.
Oh, that sounds pretty awesome. Yeah. I think I don't know if I would be like scared. Like I wouldn't be like, oh, I can't do it. I probably would feel the same way as you. Like, oh man, this is awesome. This is exciting. Like, yeah. I don't know if it would be scared. It would probably be like, oh, this is exciting. This is pretty cool. Like, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, I think there's not everyone will have that kind of opportunity, to kind of like everyone, hey, this is what I love to do. So to me, I just saw it as, oh my God, this is, to borrow the words from The Rock, it's an electrifying moment. And I remember, when I was announcing, I heard the bell ring, and then I just kind of like, I felt possessed, like, oh, okay. It's not because I was nervous, but it's more of let's go, man. I've been waiting for this moment. Let's go. And then I got to do my thing. And I actually got nervous afterwards because at that point I knew it was done. It was like my one-time shot to ring announce, right? So for me, after it was all said and done, I was like, oh, okay, now I'm going to hear people tell me either I did well or, yeah, you did fine. So I was like, okay, so what does everyone think? So it was kind of like nerve-wracking for me because to me, obviously as I was announcing, I could hear my voice and all that, but I'm not sure how everybody else kind of like, viewed my style. How like some people might beauty is in the eye of the beholder, basically. So some people might think that my style is good, and some people might think that my style is not good. I mean, I've had people tell me my voice sucks, after I won, which cool. It's like, but what I'm saying is like some people, will they have their preferences and stuff, and some people tell me, all right, great job. So to me, it's just a matter of, to me, as long as you kind of like be yourself and you just show everyone, hey, this is what I love to do. And, you just be yourself. And if everyone likes it, that's the bonus right there.
That's right. Yeah, because when I heard you when you were announcing Big E, and then man, I was like, oh, okay, no wonder she won. Yeah, she got the voice for this. Yes, I was like, oh man, here we go. Yeah, I was like, yeah, good job. I was staying there. I was like, yeah, this is awesome. Good job for her. Yeah, I was like, yes. Oh,
thank you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know what TikTok is and all, because I'm about, I'm 39, getting ready to turn 40 soon. So I just know it's a video thing. So, I don't even know what it is, but I heard about it, and I was watching some stuff, and yeah, I was like, okay, yes, you got it, yes, yeah. You would have my vote too if I had to vote or something. Hands down, yep, yeah.
Oh, thank you. You know what's crazy? I didn't have a TikTok until this contest.
Okay.
I remember downloading TikTok before, because I'm just trying to build my social media presence, and people, the cool kids were like, "Oh, you should download TikTok." So I downloaded it, and I was like, "I don't know how this thing works," so I uninstalled it. And this contest happened, and I was like, "Great! Of course it's on TikTok. I don't know how to use TikTok." So I downloaded it. I had to learn it, and I remember I went to my wrestling dojo and I asked my my friends from the indies, "Hey, can you show me how this thing works?" Because I didn't know how it worked. I was just like, "Oh, you can save your drafts. All right, cool. All right, cool." So that's really cool that I didn't even know how to use TikTok, or I didn't even have it, and I downloaded it for the sake of the contest, and somehow it worked.
That's right. Hey, don't feel bad. Look, I was getting bagged on because I've never had Snapchat and don't know how to work that and stuff and all. And they were like, "You've never used that?" I was like, "No, I'm good. I just got a camera. I got Instagram. I'm good."
No, I don't have Snapchat either.
It's like if I need to do anything, I'll get my niece. She's like 12 and she's experienced and all that stuff. She probably knows how to do everything. I mean, she probably built a computer herself. She'll explain to me.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, Remy, are you back, man?
Yeah, I'm back, man. I got my situation straightened out. But yeah. So, Raine, how long have you been watching wrestling for?
Since 2006, because I started watching.
2006.
Yeah, I started watching it before I moved to the US.
All right. So I gotta ask you. I was gonna ask you if what was the Philippines' reaction? Batista's half Filipino. He's half Filipino, half Greek. And I always wanted to ask somebody, what was their reaction when he finally won the world title back in '05? But I don't know if you'd be able to tell me because that was like a year before. But
yeah. But here's the thing, though. We like the Philippines, we're like all crazy about Dave Batista. When SmackDown had a house show in the Philippines, and this is a fun fact, SmackDown had a house show in the Philippines in 2006. And I started watching wrestling in 2006. And they had a contest. You send a question, they pick your question, you get to meet Dave Batista. Guess what Ringside Raine did? This was back when you had flip phones and the old big block phones. I was texting all my questions and all that, and they picked one of my questions. So I actually got to meet Dave Batista in the Philippines. And when they had their house show, their SmackDown house show in the Philippines, but everyone loved Dave Batista, just for the, part of the reason obviously is because he's half Filipino, but at the same time, why wouldn't you love Dave Batista? We celebrated him because to us, it's like he's like a representation of, our culture in a sense, or of the Filipinos in the WWE.
Cool. Yeah, I bet you. But I know there's a lot of Filipino wrestlers that are out there now. Like you got Dave. At first, it was like just Batista, but now you got TJP and Impact. You got Joaquin Wilde over in NXT, and now on SmackDown you got Shotzi Blackheart. So I know y'all are like, we doing it big, Yeah, and fun fact, Dave Batista was actually one of the first wrestlers I ever met in person. Like. I stood in line for I would say a total of 4 or 5 hours just to meet. I would never forget. It was right after WrestleMania 22. It was I'm like, wow, he's that big, I think his hand almost covered my hand. It was like a baseball mitt. So yeah, so. But you mentioned wrestling dojo. So are you also training? Are you also training a wrestler, or are you just like a ring announcer?
No, I'm not training yet. Just because it doesn't fit my schedule. I, one of the things that people have told me lately, and actually, when I met Liv Morgan backstage this past Saturday, I mentioned that to her. I was like, yeah, like, I go to this dojo, and she asked me the same thing. She said, do you train? I said, no, because I'm not athletic enough. And she's like, you should try, at least try. And I was like, okay, I've never tried. So, and that's the same thing. It's like, I didn't know I could ring announce, and then I tried it, and it's something that I love. And fast forward to, SummerSlam, it's like I'm ring announcing. So I mean, I'm not going to say no to it. I do want to train how to, take bumps, like the basics and stuff. But yeah, I do go to our wrestling dojo, primarily because that's where we do our shows. And also we do have a podcast every Thursday nights, which actually after this, I will be heading over there. So that's that, and then we do tape like our wrestling promos with the wrestlers. Like I interview them, because right now what I do with the indies is basically I am like a backstage reporter, and during events, it depends on which promotion I'm working with. For OCCW, Orange County Championship Wrestling, I mostly do the like the sideline reporting, kind of like asking the wrestlers, hey, how do you feel about your match, la la la. Or when they want to tape their wrestling promos, I'm the one interviewing them. My other wrestling promotion, Venue Wrestling Entertainment, that's the one that kind of gave me the chance to ring announce. I showed up at one of their events, actually my first event with them. But basically my second event. Showed up, we drove 4 hours to Yuma, Arizona. And I told the promoter, all right, so I'm going to interview so-and-so after his match, right? And he's like, no, because we changed our plans. So we canceled the interview. And I said, is there anything else that I can do? And then he said, well, we don't have a ring announcer. I said, cool, can I try? And he just said yes. So I'm like very grateful to my promoter at Venue Wrestling Entertainment, Jason, because he didn't doubt me. He's just basically, go ahead, try it out, And I told him, if you don't like it, tell me right away. I will never do it again. And he just let me ring announce the whole night. So for Venue Wrestling Entertainment, every time they book me, it's always for ring announcing.
Awesome. In terms of that whole, I heard you saying about some people like it, some people don't. I mean, just best I could tell you, I mean, because I used to be a singer as well. So I used to be in a music group back in the day, and we were pretty good. But before we had people that literally laughed at us when we went on stage. And I remember the moment we started singing, like, well, I shouldn't brag. I don't mean to brag, but my first two friends started singing. They kept laughing. So I was like, all right, cool. Oh, y'all want to laugh? All right, good. I just didn't care anymore. I was like, I already got a lot going against me. If y'all laugh, I ain't got nothing to lose. And the moment I started singing, I kid you not, all the girls in that building started screaming. They couldn't believe it. And then, my other two friends, they backed us up. And after that night, all the negative talk went flat. And it was at that point I noticed that a lot of times when people are entitled to their preferences, but at the same time, a lot of times when they tell you you can't, it's them showing their limitations. So, honestly speaking, you were phenomenal. I'm surprised they didn't hire you right afterwards. I was like, yo, I want to interview this girl, but I might not be able to interview because now they probably done signed into a contract. I hope they do eventually, or I hope that, Ring of Honor or Impact or AEW, I hope they, and because like I said, you were very great, and people like don't seem to understand that ring announcing is not exactly like when I do my ring announcing thing is out of play. Like it's kind of like part of like just to make the show entertaining, But I have a good idea that a lot of people doubt the duties of a ring announcer. They think it's easy. It's not. You don't have to tell me. I already know. And I know there's a lot that comes with it. So Yeah, man, y'all got a lot riding on y'all's plate too. But at the same time, y'all are important to wrestling because don't ever let nobody tell you that you're not a part of the industry. You are actually in my eyes because who introduces us to the wrestlers? Who tells us if it wasn't for the ring announcer, we'd just be watching two guys or two girls battling in the ring and wouldn't know who we're watching. Okay, the one in white's fighting the one in black, or the one in green's fighting the one in purple. We don't know any names or where they're from. So definitely keep doing what you're doing, all that good stuff. So you say you've only done for OCW and WWE. Any other promotion that we may see you in? Maybe Championship Wrestling from Hollywood or Championship Wrestling from Arizona.
You guys can call me. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. You guys can call me. No, not yet. Honestly, just because I just started this year. Those are the only two promotions that I've been kind of like working with so far. But I've been asked by other promotions too lately. Right now, it's just a matter of kind of like coordinating like which promotion I can go to because sometimes they're on the same day. So it kind of depends. But I do want to kind of travel, like start traveling, going to other wrestling promotions. Just because I love going to indie shows. And going back to your point earlier, with the ring announcers kind of playing a good role for these shows, especially in the indies. Because if you think about it, you go to a WWE show, you got the full blown production, right? And everyone is aware of who the wrestlers are. But for an indie show, for example, if it's your first time going to an indie show, they don't announce the person's name. It's like, well, I don't know that wrestler's name, but he's good. Great job. Like you have no way of like finding out who this person is. So to me, I like going to indie shows and if given a chance to ring announce, I like to play that role of, you know what? We're all trying to accomplish our dreams. You guys do your jobs as wrestlers. I'm going to do my job, my best, to let these people know who you are. That way, once you impress them, they know how to find you. They know how to look you up. And, even if you don't get a chance to talk to them, they know, oh, yeah, that new person. Oh, that's so and so because I heard the announcer say that. So yeah, hopefully, I get to do like more ring announcing for other promotions as well. And going back to your point earlier, with like WWE and other like bigger promotions like hiring me, I really hope so because this is my dream, and just the fact that I could represent where I came from, not just from the Philippines, but also coming from the indie scene, like I told my friends from the indies, when I step in that ring, they were all in because I wouldn't be able to do that. That moment wouldn't be possible without their support. Because, like I said, I'm a rookie, and every time I have questions or I feel like I'm doubting myself and all that, they're the ones who are supporting me. They're telling me, Raine, don't give up. And even for this contest, I remember I worked an event exactly a week before SummerSlam. And they're like, oh, so did you hear anything? I said, no, they probably didn't pick me, la, 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 la. And then they're like, Raine, like, stop talking like that. Whatever happens, you're going to be fine and this and that, and just believe in yourself. And, they didn't have to do that, but they did. And I feel like that's what I like in the indie scene we're in. We're all just like supportive of each other because we're all trying to accomplish a dream. So.
Cool. So I got like two more questions before I pass it back over to Rob. My second last question is in terms of ring announcing. Everybody has an inspiration that they have, whether it's ring announcing, refereeing, wrestling, my case, singing, et cetera, et cetera. I always joke and tell Rob, and I think it's actually true. I tell like our guests when they say, you're ring announcing, that was pretty good. When I do that little ring intro, I'm like, yeah, I do a little bit of Road Dogg and Howard Finkel and a little bit of Dave Penzer, and then I just yell at the top of my lungs, hope I sound good and da 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 da. But who is your in regards to ring announcing? Who would you say you draw inspiration from every time you ring announce, if any at all?
Lillian Garcia.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
like because when I started wrestling, when I started watching wrestling, I remember seeing her, and I was like, man, her voice is really good. And because at that time she was the ring announcer for Monday Night Raw, and I remember seeing her, and I was like, man, that's her voice is amazing, man, and like the way she carried herself, and she just like had that strong presence in the ring. And then when she like started announcing something, it's like she gets her attention as soon as she starts like ring announcing. So definitely Lillian Garcia.
Cool. So you mentioned you want to start traveling. This is my last question. 'Cause I already know 5 years, in a couple years, you're hoping to, get to more recognition and hopefully get signed. And so I hope he gets signed too as well, because he did a fantastic job. But my last question is, what states are you hoping to visit in, let's say, the next 2 to 3 years, or 5 years the most?
What states did you say?
Yeah.
Okay, so definitely I want to go back to Florida. Does it have to be some like a state that I've never been to, or?
No, it could be any state. I mean, you could even want to just stay in California.
Oh, okay.
California is awesome. I've been there. Yeah.
So for me, definitely Florida, because I want to see the WWE Performance Center. And I've never been to New York, so I want to see New York. I'd like the opportunity to see to go on a road trip, actually, but I know it's going to be like a long like road trip. I've never been to Texas, and I know WrestleMania will be there next year, so that would be nice to kind of like go there next year for WrestleMania. And what else? Maybe Chicago as well. Go to watch a baseball game at the Cubs Stadium. So
I can tell you that those are all great states. I like to travel a lot. That's why I call myself the world. That's why I'm the worldwide star, because I'm always like traveling and always going somewhere. And I can tell you that right now, that being very fortunate, and I'm humbled to actually have the opportunity. So that I've been to all those states that you mentioned, and they are all great. Florida, if you like the beaches. Texas is awesome too. I don't know if you've been I don't know if you've been to Texas already, but Texas is awesome.
no.
Chicago is like, so if you go to Chicago, go to New York first. Go to New York, and you'll see that Chicago is like a mini New York.
Okay.
But you go to New York, I'm gonna tell you right now, see if you can stay for at least a week. There is a lot to do there. There is always they say New York is a city that never sleeps. It's also the city where you'll never be bored. You will find something to do every day, something to see every day, and it is awesome. And the food, it's great there. Definitely try the pizza. Definitely gotta try the slice. And just take it in. Times Square is awesome. Like it trust me, it will leave you like surprised the way how like that city is. And I definitely hope that you get to travel to all those places as well. Because they're all great places to visit at least once. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Rob. I know Rob has a couple more questions. So Rob, go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
All right, sweet. Thanks, Remy. So what's going on? How you doing? Well, I was told you 2 seconds ago. So welcome back. I was getting ready to do the thing. Like, yes, how's that? Where you at? Oh yeah, we were talking 2 seconds ago. I already asked you that. Yeah, we're good. So yeah, when I was doing some research and all, you were saying you're going to the dojo or whatever after this and all, and you were using like ringside future ring announcer and future manager and stuff. Now, have you been working on a little manager thing, while you're in the dojo and all, like characters? Because I have to come up with a character for training next week and write a promo and all this stuff. You know, I got to be a character. You know, and I'm like, you know, so have you done any of that? I mean, I got a couple ideas, but do you have it? Or have you been working on any of that or anything?
You know, Ringside Reign's journey started with recording a manager promo. And I actually, because I found like a page on, I think it was NXT or like Performance Center page, wherein you can actually submit a video as part of like your tryout. And I remember looking at it, and it said, do you want to be a wrestler, a referee, or like another character? And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So, because I remember my husband said, well, what character can you be? And we were watching, I can't remember if it was Raw or SmackDown. And then Asuka came up, and then he's like, well, why can't you be like a manager for her? And I was like, ding, 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 ding. Okay, I could be like a manager for her. So I started creating videos of me as Asuka's manager. This was back in 2019, like January of 2019. So if you guys keep scrolling like on my Instagram, you'll see it. Like I have like manager promos of being Asuka's manager. So that's how it all started for me. On my YouTube page, you guys are going to see like some of the promos that I've made and actually submitted to WWE. Because in my head, I love Paul Heyman. I love that energy that he gives out. And it's just, to me, he's like that type of manager that I want to be. He doesn't just kind of like disappear in the background. He is like a character himself. You know, he's not just like walking out with Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar. He's someone who can be like a standalone character, and that's how I want to be. So I started with that, and then and I remember when last year I found out that Santino Brothers, it's a wrestling academy here in California. They started doing online classes. And so I took the class and I met, a bunch of amazing people. And one of them referred me to OCCW. So I told John, my promoter, OCCW, hey, here are my videos. I want to be a manager, but I am open to anything else that I could be. And so he said, well, could you interview the wrestlers? And I said, sure, that's fine. And so that's how it all started for me too, as a wrestling reporter. So basically for me, it's, I know like my ultimate like dream at that time, like when I first started, was to be a WWE manager. But when I went through this journey, I'm starting to like, oh my God, I can do this. Oh my God, I can do that. And I'm actually having fun doing those things. And not only that, I'm also learning the business. So to me, maybe down the line, I'll have an opportunity to be a manager as well. But, no matter what, like whatever I'm doing right now in the indies, with like reporting and ring announcing, especially ring announcing. Oh my God, I cannot believe how much I love it. It's like, it's crazy. I love doing it. So yeah, that's the journey of Ringside Reign so far.
That's right. Isn't it crazy when you find something you love? Like, you're like, oh my God, I love doing this. Like, that's crazy. Like, where's this been my whole life? Like, why didn't I do this earlier? It's like, man.
No, I know, because it's like, to me, it's like, oh my God. Like after I did my announcing at SummerSlam, they're like, how did you feel? Like, were you nervous? And I said, not really. I actually just want to do it again. I was
that's
like,
right. Yeah.
Please, I want to do it again.
That's right. Yeah. Hey, give me round two. Let's go round two. Come on, I'm ready. Now, you're talking about your YouTube channel. I was going to ask you about it. What's it called? What if Asuka was a heel?
Yeah. So that's so those are my like the audition tapes that I sent to WWE.
Okay.
Because when I first started I had the YouTube channel beforehand, but I just wasn't creating content. I mean, I would upload, random stuff, random videos of myself. But I didn't have like a specific like niche basically. And so when I figured, you know what, I want to pursue my wrestling dream. I have a YouTube channel. Let me upload my, my idea of becoming Asuka's manager. So that's how the What If Asuka is a Heel started. I just kind of like created a bunch of videos as her manager. if Asuka was basically a heel. And then from there, I kind of branched out to creating wrestling recap videos or predictions video. And, the cool thing was my very first wrestling recap video was of SummerSlam 2019. And that to me is like, amazing, because it's like I remember recording that in our kitchen, and I was like, who's gonna watch this thing? I like doing this in my kitchen, and hey, Mama of Disney. I was like, who's gonna watch this? But my mindset at that time is like, you know what, YouTube's free. I have a cell phone camera. If I want to be good, I need to somehow practice, because I don't want to get to my destination not knowing what to do. And that's basically the mindset that I had when I started doing my Asuka videos, when I started doing my WWE recap videos. To me, every video was a practice, because I wanted to see how I would improve, like the way I talk in front of the camera, the way I handle myself, the way I kind of like, I deliver my opinions or my thoughts about wrestling. So I just took that platform, YouTube, and my channel as an opportunity to like, you know what? I don't care if people watch this. I mean, I prefer they would, but but at the same time, to me, it's like, I saw it as, you know what? It's here, it's free. If people want to watch it, great. If not, at the end of the day, I got my practice. So that's what my YouTube channel is all about.
That's right. Hey, I don't blame you. I'm the same way. Hey, one or two people watch. You know what I mean? Hey, at least you got one or two people watching and they enjoy it. Hey, you know what I mean? Hey.
Yeah, because it's like you'll never know. My husband's like, why don't you just shoot videos of dogs and cats? And I was like, they're cute, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, yeah, I get to practice shooting and editing and stuff, but I wanted to practice like, me like being in front of the camera and being comfortable on the camera. So yeah, because to me, it's like somehow, some way, someone's gonna watch it, and eventually, I kind of developed a following in a sense. Wherein I met wrestling fans all over the world, and they tell me, "Oh my God, yeah, I agree with you," and then we ended up following each other in social media. So, that's kind of one of the benefits of it. Like, the same thing like now, like I'm meeting you guys. So this is all because of wrestling. So this is amazing.
I know. I feel the same way doing this show. Yeah, I'm here in Delaware. We're like one of the smallest states. Got 3 counties. You know what I mean? We have less than 1 million people in the whole state. But yeah, I get to talk with like people like you over there in California. Remy's in North Carolina. Talk people in the Philippines, Australia, English. Oh man, it's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, who would have thunk it? 20 years ago, I never would have thunk it or anything. It's like, man, awesome. Now, when I was doing some research and all, I did get to see something. You're an Emmy winner. Is that true? You're an Emmy winner?
Yes.
Oh, yes. That's. Oh, you bring it out. Oh. Yes. That is awesome.
So,
oh my Lord.
This is so here's another one. And then,
woo.
If you guys want another one, I have another one.
Oh, you got 4. Yeah, 4 of them. So
I got
you
4.
You are the. Ooh, man. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So it's not just me. It's a team effort. It's actually for our show. I used to work for the Lakers and the Dodgers television network here in Los Angeles, and we would do pregame and postgame shows for the Lakers and the Dodgers. And those Emmys, it's not just because of me. Okay. It's a team effort. So it's really nice that our show, our team ended up winning those Emmys, and obviously like the whole team got to have like our own Emmys. It's nice because the work that we had to put in to produce those shows, it's you work late nights, you work weekends, and thank you. You work late nights, you work weekends, you work holidays, when there's extra innings, it's like you stay there and you can't go home because you have to work the post-game show. So it's nice when you get to when your team gets recognized by with all these Emmys. So that's really nice. So yeah. It's a team effort. I always say that it's a team effort. It's not just me. It's a team effort.
That's right. Yeah. It's not like like I was going to ask Kelly Clarkson. You're on that show. Like Kelly Clarkson, if she won an Emmy, for her host, she's the host. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it is a team effort, though. Yeah. But yeah, speaking of that, what was it like being on there with Kelly Clarkson?
Oh my God, that was on my birthday. Like
what?
2 years
Oh, that is awesome.
It's crazy. This is just literally me. Like if I see something, I'm just gonna put my name in there. If they pick me, great. That's always like been my attitude. So for Kelly Clarkson, I think my husband, well, he was my boyfriend at that time. We were kind of thinking of what to do on my birthday. It was like a random Thursday, and I've always wanted to go to Kelly Clarkson's show because I'm a big fan of hers, and so I looked up the schedule, and there's one on my birthday, December 19th. So I was like, all right, cool. Let's go to this thing. And they had a thing that says, do you want Kelly to sing a song for you? So you type in the song that you wanted her to sing. And lo and behold, they picked my song. So that's how they got to like interview me and like, hey, why did you request the song and all that? And that was really nice because I was like, oh my God, Kelly Clarkson is talking to me. Like, it's really cool. Because, like for me, coming from the Philippines, watching, WWE or watching American shows in general, it's like, it's mind-blowing for me that these people that I've watched when I was in the Philippines, to me, it's like, well, I'm never going to meet these people in person, And I get here and then like I get this opportunity to like meet Kelly Clarkson or like, meet like, the wrestlers. And it's just like so cool because it's to me, coming from the Philippines or at least living in the Philippines at that time when I was watching these shows, it's like, I guess I'm only going to see these people like on TV, Like, how am I going to meet these people in person? And somehow, some way it happened.
Yeah, that's awesome. You get to go on shows like that, and oh man, yeah, that's great. You know what I mean? See, I've been on reality, but I was on Cops. You know what I mean? So I don't have any good experience with like Kelly Clarkson, but you know what I mean. No, I'm joking. I wasn't on Cops. I just like joking like that because I'm watching My Name Is Earl, and he has that couple episodes where he's on Cops.
Okay.
Yeah, and they always gather around the TV like, look. Oh yeah, so I always make that joke. Oh man. Yeah, so yeah.
That joke, by the way.
That's good. So, for any future ring announcers or whatever, do you have any advice for them if they're thinking of ring announcing or they're getting ready to do their first gig or whatever, and they're nervous or something? Do you have any words of encouragement or advice for them or whatever?
For me, my advice, number one, do not drink cold water on the day that you're announcing. Just because it just like helps out with like your throat. And number two, it's just like be yourself. Like we talked about earlier, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And you can always like copy someone's style, but then that's not you, Then would you really enjoy that if you're copying somebody else? So for me, just be you, because to me, I'm just being me. Like, this is my style, take it or leave it. I'm glad people liked it. But to me, it's more of like, you know what? Thank God, like people actually like, something that I wanted to share with everyone. So that's mostly it. Just be yourself and, always remember that being a ring announcer, like you guys mentioned earlier, it's not just like, it's not something it's not a thankless job. It's a very important job in our industry. And, because you are introducing these wrestlers to the public, and that's their key to being known. And the fact that you could do that for someone who's trying to chase their dream as well, that's really a big thing. So just always be yourself and do your homework. because part of being a ring announcer is being confident. Because you're going to be in the middle of the ring. You don't have any cue cards. And I know I had a cue card for SummerSlam. Just because I think for them, it's more of like a safety thing, like just in case I forget something or whatever, which is really nice of them. But for the most part, I don't do that. To me, it's you have to do your homework. When you step in that ring, when you announce someone, you know what you're going to say, because that's how you can deliver your words properly when you're actually confident. So yeah, do your homework. Make sure you know like the wrestlers. You always ask the promoter what you want them to say. Like for example, for me, I didn't find out that I will be announcing that match till the day of. I didn't know that until the day of. Which to be honest with you, I am really glad I didn't find out till the day of, because had I found out the day before, I probably would have rehearsed so much, and it would have gotten into my head so much that, oh my God, I gotta like announce it this way or that way. And it made it more fun for me that, hey, Raine, hi, hello, great, cool. Okay, so here's what you can announce today. And all right, cool. It was more fun for me that way, because to me, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, great. Just be open to like last minute changes, but also still do your homework. That way, when there is a last minute change, you still know how to kind of operate. So that's that. Don't think of it as I'm just ring announcing, because you're not just ring announcing. You are ring announcing. You are the key for the people to know what's going on. So.
That's cool. That's good. That's good advice. I hope everybody, future ring announcer, or whatever, hey, write this down or whatever. You know what I mean? Take a picture, write it down, do something, scribble it. If you can't write, you ain't got paper. Do the thing like caveman, write it on the tablet.
Yeah.
Do that stuff. That's right. Now, I don't want to keep you too much longer. I know you gotta go to your training and all that stuff. But before you go, I do want to ask: are there any new movies or TV shows that you're currently watching? You know, because I'm always on the lookout for something new. You know what I mean? Because I always get stuck in a rut watching the same things over and over again, the same comfort shows, you know. So I'm always trying to, branch out and, ask people, hey, okay, maybe I'll check that out.
Oh God, I am the worst person to ask about that.
Okay.
This is me. So most of my career I actually worked in television production. Mm-hmm. So to me, it's like my work is basically composed of just like being like you're. Not that I was watching TV, but mainly I was like working behind the scenes. It's like TV for me is like work. What I watch is usually just wrestling, to be honest with you. Okay. Here's why. Because it never fails. Every time I watch a new show, the show gets canceled. So I get invested in the new show, and it's like, oh my God, this is great. I'm gonna binge watch, and then next thing I know, it's gone. So now I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to stick to what I love. I'm going to stick to wrestling because they don't cancel the shows. So yeah, I'm mostly that. Well, I do watch something else aside from wrestling, which it's a guilty pleasure of myself and my husband. It's a reality show called 90 Day Fiancé. I don't know if you guys.
What, 90 Days Beyond what?
90 Day Fiancé.
No, I haven't seen that. What's that about?
It's on TLC. Okay. Basically, the plot of the show is basically, I think the Americans would go like to a different country, for example, and they meet someone and they bring them here, but they only have 90 days to get married.
I got you.
Yeah. So that's kind of like our guilty pleasure. We watch that. It's not a new show, but it's addicting. So aside from wrestling, that's what I'm watching.
You know what? I have seen the commercials for that, but it's like 90 days after whatever. Like, I've seen commercials like I guess the relationship didn't work out, and now they're looking for somebody else or whatever, looking for love again and stuff. I've seen stuff. Yeah. I think I've seen that.
Yeah, there's like other like spinoffs now because they kind of, I guess they became successful since they first started the show. But yeah, it's quite addicting. So beware if you want to check it out. I'm warning you right now.
Now I know that TLC show. What's her name? Dr. Pimple Popper. I was like, no. Oh man, whenever those commercials. Yeah, no. I'm like, I try and like turn it away. Second commercial comes on for you. I'm like, My friends tried to get me into her when she was just on YouTube doing her channels like that. I was like, no, no, no. I don't. Some things I don't need to know. I'm good.
I know. Yeah. TLC has like a lot of like shows that I don't know how they came up with it, but yeah, the only thing we watch there is 90 Day Fiancé. I mean, we probably could watch. Oh, there's another show there called Cheapskates or something like that.
Yes,
And like,
I've seen that.
okay, yeah,
Oh
you know what
man,
I'm
yeah.
talking
Oh, yeah. Those people, yeah. There's being cheap, and then there's just like, okay, come on now, really? You're gonna reuse toilet paper for real? No, like no. Did that go? No. Come on now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what gets me is that they have like nice cars and like big houses, and they're like super cheap on like some things, and it's like, okay, this is kind of like it doesn't add up in my head. Like,
hmm That's right. Now, my mom and dad, I'll go over there, and they watch a lot of the Hoarders. I'll go over there, and they watch that. That's the reality show they like is Hoarders. They'll watch that, and sometimes I'm on there like, oh wow, like, whoo, man, I can't believe some of that stuff on there. Hoarders. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but oh
oh
my
yeah,
lord.
I've seen it too. It's like I remember watching it, and I was just like, I felt like claustrophobic because it's like, how can they live there? It's like, but like some people, I guess they find it hard to let go of certain things, which is very understandable. My mom is the same way. Um, so to me, it's like, okay, I guess, you'll never know, I guess, unless you are in
Yeah.
their shoes. But yeah, I remember seeing that show and I was like, okay, that is a lot. It is a lot
hmm
of stuff.
hmm Yeah, I'm like that too. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. You don't know what it's like until you're there, whatever. But I'm just like, oh man, yeah. I'm like claustrophobic and like, whoo, you know. Yeah, cause in my house I don't even like a lot of clutter. Like, I have a spare room where I just like, put like, store all like, toilet paper, paper towels, and all that. But it's like I don't have it all clunked in. Like, I gotta have move, and all this. Like, what if the tower falls on me? I gotta get out.
Yeah, that is true. So with my husband and I, we were living in Santa Monica in a 1-bedroom apartment before we moved inland to a house. So it's like we had to like make sure that we're not keeping stuff, or like we have to like make that call right away. Do we keep this? Do we not keep this? Because a 1-bedroom in Santa Monica, it's like really it's usually small. So to us, it's like we got to be smart with our space. So yeah, it kind of helped us to like know, okay, keep it or toss it. All right, toss it. Perfect. So now that we're in the house, it's like we feel like, okay, what's going on here? We don't know where to put stuff, because before we're tossing stuff. Now it's like, okay, now we don't have stuff.
That's right. My biggest thing, like when I got my place and all, was hanging pictures and decorating, putting stuff on the wall. Like I'm not good with doing that. I just let them all blame my mom, and for people would come over and all that. And it's just like, no, you gotta put something on there. Like all the decorations I have in my house is for, like, my mom has got me, or ex-girlfriends, or something on like Christmas or whatever. I've never bought myself. Some of the days ago, I'm like, all right, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I still have to work on like this room where I'm in right now, because I told my husband, I was like, this is gonna be like my little studio. I want to put up like all my wrestling memorabilia and stuff. So it's gonna be a work in progress for me.
That's right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be taking care of that like in the next few days, because I gotta work it out. Because he's like, you haven't hung up your pictures. I was like, I haven't had a chance. The last 5 days of my life, well, 5 days maybe, like, oh no, the last week of my life has just been crazy, and like now I'm like, okay, how do I move forward from here, basically?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you're gonna work on that. Hang your pictures up and all that, because that is awesome. I mean, that once in a lifetime thing. I'm so happy for you. You got to win that contest and do that. I mean, that is just so awesome. That's so great. You got to do that.
Oh, thank you so much. Because like to me, I remember like in the ring, and it's just the fact that I got to do something that I love, be a part of something that I love, which is wrestling, WWE, and not just WWE in general, but like wrestling, and being able to do something I love to do in front of people who also love the same thing that I love, which is wrestling, WWE. It's really an overwhelming experience. And, like I said earlier, I hope I get to do it more, because it's my passion. And, when we're talking about dream jobs, like that is my dream job right there. So I really hope I do get another shot to doing it on a bigger stage. So yeah, I can't wait to do it again.
That's right. That's right. And that's right. And before I pass it on back to Remy, I do want to say, I wish you nothing but the best and the positive things, for your ring announcing career and whatever you do in wrestling. I wish nothing but positive things for you and your family and all that stuff. I hope you all get to do what you do. And I do hope you get to take that road trip and go ring announce, all across the 50 states. Because if you come to Delaware, remember 1CW, that's what I, do stuff for. Maybe one day you can ring announce me or something. I can see you there, like, yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay.
There you go. So, before I pass it on to Remy, I want to say, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. Come on, talk with us. It was exciting. I was kind of nervous and excited to interview you and all at the same time, and it was a blast. I definitely had a great time. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I really had a lot of fun too. Because to me, like I said earlier, I love meeting people who love wrestling too, and one of the good things that came out after this whole SummerSlam experience is I get to meet like more people who love the same thing that I love, and that to me is such a great blessing. Because before, like I said earlier, I started watching wrestling when I was in the Philippines, and when I moved here, it's a culture shock, and at the same time, it's like, I didn't know how to make friends, and wrestling was my way to make friends. I wore like my John Cena shirt and my wrestling shirt, and I remember at school, that's when my classmates started saying, "Oh, you like wrestling?" And so this is how I'm like building my community. It's all because of wrestling. So thank you for having me.
That's right. Oh, yeah, no problem. No problem. Thank you for coming on, man. And Remy, it's all on you, man.
Raine, thank you very much for giving us the opportunity. We really and truly do appreciate it. We know, like I said, we know you're busy. Got a lot of people hitting you up. Hey, can you do interviews? But we really and truly do appreciate you actually, giving us this opportunity as well. And I, like Rob said, I hope you actually get to take that trip to all 50 states and so on. As a matter of fact, we sent you a little message that might give a little bit of insight on things. Check it out when you're done. It's on Instagram. But
Okay.
yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity. Before we shut down the show, where can fans find you on social media if they want to, talk wrestling, if they want to find out when your next appearances, or if they want to buy Ringside Rain merch? We know you're planning on some Ringside Rain merch. But yeah, we got on social media.
Yeah, I have to do that because like even before SummerSlam, my friends from the Indies are like, "Are you gonna have a shirt? You should have a shirt." And I was like, "Why?" And then like, because you're ringside Ren, and like people are like, people like you. And I was like, okay, I guess so. So yeah, I'm really thinking about that because I need to create my logo. But yeah, you guys can find me at Ringside Rain. That's Rain with an E on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter, and on YouTube at youtube.com/ringside rain. And for all the shows that I will be ring announcing at, you guys can I will be posting them on Instagram and on Twitter as well. So for now, I am ring announcing and ringside reporting here in Southern California for Orange County Championship Wrestling and Venue Wrestling Entertainment. But my dream is to be able to expand and also do what I love to do in other states and other cities. So if you guys want Ringside Rain, just let me know. Send me a message. Yeah, thank you again. And yeah, that's my goal, to go to like 50 states because I'm collecting magnets from different states or from wherever I go.
Cool. I collect shot glasses. So yeah, I got a pretty decent collection. But yeah, magnets. Never did that one before. Maybe I'll start doing that. Magnets, But yeah. So with that being said, y'all definitely go ahead and follow this young lady. She's really great at what she does, and Emmy award-winning ring announcer. So she has a lot of great things coming soon. So definitely follow her as well. And remember, ring announcers are an important part of the wrestling industry because they let you know who you're seeing and where they're from, and they pretty much hype up the match. So, with that being said, it's about time for us to shut down the show. I want to give a huge thank you to our two mods, our mother and daughter team, our head mod, Alicia the Warrior Princess, who's also from California. If you want to find her if you want to follow her on social media, you can find her on Instagram and Twitter at Endo Survivor 282, and also her mom, the Survivor Queen, Miss Jen. You can also find her on Twitter at JenLinBar1, and also on Instagram as Survivor Queen 424. But with that being said, Rob Bass, where can fans find you on social media if they want to talk wrestling? And where can bookers or promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, Rob_Base82, and then Facebook and YouTube, Rob Base.
Awesome. And if you want to find me on social media, now that I have anything cool to say, you can find me on Twitter under @TheRemyBlue. You can also find me on Facebook under Remy Blue. It's a picture of me at WrestleMania 28. So go ahead and follow me on those platforms. Our podcast is also on social media. We're on Instagram and Twitter under Ringside Society. We're also on Twitch under Ringside Society 2019, which is one of the platforms that this episode is being streamed through. And we're also on Facebook. We have a Facebook group called Ringside Society, so you can definitely follow our group there. And that's our second platform that we're streaming on. And our third and last platform is actually YouTube. That's right, we have a YouTube channel. Just go ahead, type in Ringside Society, and you'll definitely find us. If it does not have that sweet logo over there, it's not us, it's somebody else. But definitely follow us. We have a lot of cool interviews like this one. We have Maddie Rinkowski, Jasmine Allure, and many more to come as well. So definitely subscribe to our channel, subscribe to all the videos because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. And we also have a Teespring store where we sell our merch. So definitely go ahead and cop a tea, a vest, coffee mug, face mask. All proceeds go back in and keep it Ringside Society afloat. But with that being said, we just want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight. Thank you very much. We really and truly appreciate it. To those of you that are going to listen to us later on, thank you very much in advance. And to those of you that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away. Well, like myself in a Golden Corral and Rob Bass at Hershey Park in Pennsylvania, we're not going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they ain't us.
And we ain't stopping. So with that being said, we here at Ringside Society just want everybody to know that we're very well aware that everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. We're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hashtag, we are not the same. Hey, yo, Rob Bass. It's been 2 years, man. It still don't get. So one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, and one time for Emmy award-winning ring announcer, Ringside Society Raine, who is on Ringside. No, I messed up. Ringside Raine, who is on Ringside Society. That's a nice ring to it. Ringside Raine on Ringside Society. What type of podcast are we?
We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right. We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. And with that being said, we'll see y'all this Sunday with an episode of 50 Minutes of Fandom. But until then, we're still going through a pandemic. So until the pandemic is over, stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
See y'all. Good night. Stay classy, Delaware.